When wiring a house for a 200 amp service and the meter box and service panel are about 7 feet apart, the size of the neutral wire needs careful consideration. If you're using number 3/0 copper for the two hot wires, the general rule is that the neutral conductor should have the same ampacity as the ungrounded conductors. This means you should also use number 3/0 copper for the neutral wire. However, there is an exception to this rule as per section 310.15 v2, exception number 1 of the National Electrical Code. This exception states that when grounded conductors enter service equipment and the neutral is not connected to the enclosure, the neutral conductor is permitted to be smaller than the ungrounded conductors if the overcurrent device protecting the service entrance conductors does not exceed 200 amps. In your specific case, since the overcurrent device protecting the service entrance conductors is at 200 amps, the neutral conductor must equal the ungrounded conductors. Therefore, you are required to use number 3/0 copper for the neutral. Since you are having difficulty fitting the number 3/0 copper wire into the 2-inch Schedule 80 PVC conduit along with the other two wires, you may need to consider using a larger conduit size. The conduit fill requirements of the National Electrical Code specify the maximum allowable percentage of the conduit's cross-sectional area that can be occupied by conductors. Exceeding this fill limit can make it difficult to pull the wires, damage the wire insulation, and create overheating problems. The fact that you have a 90-degree elbow and a 90-degree bend in the conduit run further complicates the wire pulling process. These bends increase the friction and pulling tension on the wires, making it even more important to have adequate space within the conduit. To facilitate the wire pull, consider using pulling lubricant specifically designed for electrical wires. This lubricant reduces friction and makes it easier to pull the wires through the conduit. If using the pulling lubricant doesn't work, consult tables in the National Electrical Code that provide information on conduit fill capacity based on the number and size of conductors. Based on this information, determine if a larger conduit size is necessary to accommodate the number 3/0 copper conductors along with the bends in the conduit run.